Hey all, welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial, I'm going to talk about assumption checks for Two-Way ANOVA. So this is the final video of this series on mini series on Two-Way ANOVA. So far we have talked about the results, the plotting, and how to check for where the differences are, the post-hoc test like Tukey, and then now we come to the conclusion whether the tests we have run so far, the results are accurate or not, because every test comes with, especially when it is related to hypothesis testing, it comes with some assumptions. So we assume some conditions to be true, and then we can claim that results are accurate and unbiased. So for our results, we check some of the assumptions related to ANOVA. One of the first assumption is that the residuals are normally distributed, at least approximately normally distributed. So what you see here, let's run this ANOVA test again, and after we run the ANOVA test, so no variables defined. So we run into an issue that no variables defined because we did not actually load the data. So go back here and load the data first. Okay. And then come back to run this code, which is the two-way ANOVA with interaction terms. And so we can see this ANOVA. So we did that before, but we need this again in order to, do the residual normality. So to produce the residuals are those that are, the unexplained variances that are not predicted or explained by the factors that we have added, in this case sex and age group, right? So so in order to produce that, we need to produce a variable called resid, and so select this code and run this code in Stata. And so we have created a variable. If you go all the way back in this variable list, you can see resid, and the level is residuals. And then we can test, it has to be just approximately normally distributed, not exactly or perfectly normally distributed. So you can see histogram, and resid, this is the variable, and normal, and then you can give a title on this graph. So run this selection and see, this is there's a slight right tail over here, but not much. It's almost almost normal distributed, and the same kind of test is k density. It does the same job, and you can see there's slight right tail, but it's approximately normally distributed. So we satisfy this assumption. But one important note that I want to say is we have over 10,000 observations. So with that large sample size, even if you violate this assumption of residual normality, that's still okay. It does not invalidate your ANOVA. And you should be concerned when you have like per group, less than 30 or less than 20 observations, right? Not the whole sample size, but per group, I'm saying. Okay, and so that's when you need to be worried about this violation. But normally, if you have above 30 observations per group, then you're good to go. It does not invalidate your ANOVA. And then we have homogeneity of variance, and ROB bar after interaction effects does not work. So we have to add an additional code, which is egen cell, so equals group, age group, and then sex. So we run this code, and then so first these two factor variables, because they're groups, right? And then we run the rob var BP systole is outcome, and comma by cell, because we have produced this cell. Okay, and run the selection, and you can see that W0, W50, this is the median, W10. So you can see the F statistics and p-value are all less than 0.001. So we reject the null hypothesis that we have equality of variances. That means we violate the assumption. Okay, the null hypothesis is that there are equality of variances, and which we reject from the significant tests, right? And so we violate the assumption of equality of variance, so which also called homogeneity, or we can say that the model is heteroscedastic, meaning that the variances are not equal across the groups, right? And so we validate this assumption, and now what do we do? So, in a similar to the residual normality, it's the same for this violation of homogeneity of variance or equality of variance. You're good to go with this, but you may want to do the robustness check, which I'm going to cover in just within few seconds. If the robustness checks produce the same results as you can see, and so you can be sure that that's fine. But in a large sample size like this, you're fine even without the robustness check. But it's always better and wise, and especially if you're a professional researcher, you actually need this the robustness check. So the robust alternative is actually regression, because ANOVA is a version of regression with categorical predictors, right? So, but regression is always more efficient than ANOVA. So you can always do regression without doing ANOVA at all. So, but if you go for the ANOVA and then you want to do the robustness check, first you regress this like the same way you did the ANOVA. It is this interaction term. And so run this code and see that in regression they treat the one of the groups as the reference group against which all other groups are being compared. So you can see this edge group, you can see this interaction terms, you can see that this first group is taken out, meaning that they're treated as being reference group. I'm not going to go into the details of this, but as you can see, all these are less than 0.001 except this one, but this one is still significant because this one is also less than 0.01. So therefore, we see the similar results across regression model, and of course, one thing to be noted is that it is it is, yeah, it is predicted with the robust standard error. Okay, so that makes it a stronger robustness check, and so we are pretty good to go with ANOVA or regression. So if you report ANOVA, so also in your appendix, report this regression test results as well. So that makes you that puts you in a very strong position, especially if you're writing for a journal. So that's all. I hope this was helpful, and thanks for watching. So recently, I have published a book on ebook on One-Way on ANOVA that's available on Amazon. So I'll put it link down below, so you may want to look at that. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. So this is the end of this mini series.